What about when Annie from 10 to Life just made up a bunch of stuff about a lot of true crime cases? How many resources did she waste? Y'all said Harsh didn't say that, right? Okay. I knew I wasn't tripping. He didn't say that.
Crackheads from around this case will talk. Someone will offer someone something that's enough to dob the other one in. Because what happened to Summer, someone around this area knows about it. Whether it's one of the parents.
Why would you say that? How does that make it a thing automatically that someone around Summer knows what happened to her? You don't know that.
You don't know that either. The same way you don't know. But then meanwhile, you've said a bunch of assumptions this entire stream, Clara. Like, what type of mother would do this? Why would she do this? There's no way this can happen. You've said that multiple times during this stream about this case. So you can say things that you don't know for certain because you think it's the case, but then he's not allowed to. That's unfair.
I don't know that. Kraken case is proved. They got permission to go on the property. They liaised with the private investigators that were looking for Summer. And they showed that there was absolutely a way to get up that hill from the main road where Candace or Summer's grandmother wouldn't have seen. It's absolutely possible. Just because law enforcement says there's no evidence or reason to suspect foul play or an abduction, right? There's no reason to suspect that. Is because they just don't have the evidence to follow that. They didn't take it off the table, but they haven't taken anything off the table.
Which means you can't rule it out. What's wrong with this guy? Which means you can't rule it out, Clara. That's what that means. It means you wouldn't be able to rule it out.
So, but you can absolutely get on that property on foot from the main road. And it's absolutely possible that in the very public places that Candace stopped to go to, somebody could have followed them. From Kingsport, somebody could have followed.
This guy talks about Harsh spreading speculation and then says he starts to speculate directly after telling someone else they can't speculate. What proof do you have of that, Glimmer? Your statement that you just made, all of this, what you said, what proof do you have? None? Okay, shut up. The same rules you're setting for Harsh, you should set for yourself. Oh no? Okay, then he should be allowed then. Right? This is crazy. That's good. Glimmer's the only person that can tell you you're wrong. Never do that. You should never do that. And then do it himself directly after saying it. And his fans just be like, it's okay, have another drink. That's crazy to me. I don't see that.
All of them.
I'll see it.
I think we got a super chat.
Oh no, we're not doing that. All right, well, good for you. I'm not hating on you getting super chat, brother. That song is so annoying. And so even your own fans are writing you comments saying, hey, that's an annoying song. We're trying to listen to the replay.
Yeah, I can't argue with you there.
Just on Candace, whether it's one of the other maniacs, again on the peripheral, Jody Sue, someone knows something. Someone knows what happened to Summer, and that was...
Nobody that doesn't know. That's also irresponsible. Someone knows what happened to Summer. I mean, someone does, but it doesn't necessarily...
No, it doesn't. No one needs to... Yes, they do. Like, what? Man. You're clever. This is what happens when you try to get off your script. Go back to the script that your moderators wrote you, pimp. Go back to the scripts that they wrote you. Don't try to wing it. Don't try to freestyle. You're not good at that. You're not at all. At all, fam. It's straight crazy. Wow. Is this dude here?
You mean as somebody that she knew or somebody that she was close to?
No, it's not. Yes, it is.
That was contained. This wasn't an outsider who came up onto the Hills Have Eyes house and snatched a little girl. You know, there's
What a prick.
easier, accessible children. All
The Hills Have Eyes house. The Hills Have Eyes.
I don't think that anything he said was wrong. Yeah, I got to call a spade a spade. Not trying to dump on the Wells family. When I first seen the house that these kids were staying in, it definitely looked horrid to me. And people was like, oh, you don't know. You must come from money. I'm from the Bronx. Okay? I'm from the Bronx. Take a look at the Bronx in the 90s. Take a look at the Bronx in the 80s. Go ahead, look it up. That's where we used to run around, right? My house ain't never looked like that. My mom ain't never have us in some, that joint looked like if a wolf went up to it and blew it, it would fall down. He didn't even have to huff and puff that much. The inside looked crazy. Metal everywhere. Like it looked wild, bro. And it did look like it was easy accessible. Like you could just walk right up in it and walk right up out, right down that hill. And yeah, 100%, it did look crazy. I don't think it's wrong to state that, especially if it's the case. Yeah, the house looked wild, bro. Look wild. And I come from the Bronx. So, and that's me saying, bam, that joint looked run down, bro. Whatever repairs needed to happen, they needed to make that immediately. And also clean that damn house. The house was not clean at all. If a possum came out of the corner, I wouldn't have been surprised, right? But I'm not trying to rag on them too much. It looked like a bad place to have children, right? And now this is off of memory. I vividly remember looking through the videos of the house like, oh, what is happening right now? This looks horrible.
What a fucking cheap jab, at poverty.
I'm wrong for, see? All right, so when it's a guy from the Bronx, right? It's okay to roast his poverty, right? It's okay to roast how I don't make money. I don't make the super chats that you do. My views aren't as high as yours. Like where I'm from, what your friends say, Robbie, eat your horrible apartment in the Bronx and all this other stuff. And he was just speaking out his behind. He didn't even know. I don't even live in the Bronx. Not anymore. I moved a long time ago, but I'm from there. So when people are just bringing that up, right? Then he called me like my ghetto headphones, listen to my ghetto stuff, all these weird things, right? It's cool to do that when it's me, right? But then now when it's an obvious concern for the environment where these kids were living, now it's them making fun of poverty. No, it's not. I mean, like you and your friend said, I'm from the Bronx, I'm broke. And I'm saying that house looked crazy, which means it's not just about poverty. And that house might have just looked crazy. And I'm from the Bronx. Just gonna look it up. I'm telling you, Bronx in the 90s. Don't take much of a search. Bronx in the 80s.
Like, who the fuck is this guy, dude?
Someone with eyes?
all over America. In Idaho, especially because the parents around there just let their kids roam freely in the street, and you can just go and yoink them and gone forever.
Horrible.
Yeah, let's listen to that real quick one more time.
What?
Because y'all heard what I heard, right?
No, what did you hear? What'd you hear?
In Idaho, especially because the parents around there all over America. In Idaho, especially because the parents around there just let their kids roam freely in the street. And in Idaho, especially because the parents around there just let their kids roam freely in the street. And in Idaho,
what did he say that was wrong?
Because the parents around there just let their kids roam freely in the street. And in Idaho.
Yo, Finn, this is getting annoying. What's your actual point, Glera? We know that you can press the rewind 5 seconds button. what's your point, though, is what I'm trying to figure out.
Especially because the parents around there just let their kids roam freely in the street, and you can just go and yoink them and gone forever.
Hey, dickhead. Yoo-hoo. Summer Wells went missing from Tennessee. Smart guy. You fuck.
Wait. Have kids never gone missing from Idaho? Is that what the Glare is insinuating? That kids never go missing? Kids missing. Is that never a possibility? Oh, okay. I looked it up, and there's a lot, actually. Yeah. There's a. Oh, yeah, the Daybell. Let me see. I know that shit with Chad. Suspicious. The bodies were found. Buried. Okay. Idaho missing kids. Yep. Lori Vallow. Okay, that's a huge case. Okay, that was a big. And the Glare covers what again? And the Glare covers true crime. And he didn't know that there was a huge true crime case with missing children in Idaho, and it took me 5 seconds to find that out just now. Yo, he shouldn't go anywhere near true crime, in my personal opinion. Whoa, yo, this dude. He just rewinded that like 1,000 times for that to be his point, for me to debunk his point within 5 seconds of just looking up Idaho missing children to find that there's a plethora of huge cases involving missing. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't tripping.
Fucking dummy.
Wow. This guy's dense.
This guy's fucking terrible, bro.
Boo! You suck! Apparently you don't. But just like your fan, it took me 5 seconds to search it just now, which means that the Glare is not even trying. All you had to do was try, and he would have found out what he was talking about. Whoa, Glare. That's crazy.
For another video. Point being, though, Summer Wells, I can't see anybody venturing. Have you seen The Hills Have Eyes? Well, picture that house, seeing
accurate.
A child probably on a swing.
This guy's such a fucking
accurate
dude.
No, he's being extremely accurate, actually. He might have been able to say wrong turn. That house looked crazy, bro. I still remember it. It's been years, guys. And I remember it as if it's in front of me right now. The house looked nasty. And people in the live chat, when we were reviewing it, tried to say, oh, no, that's because they poor. And I had to let them know, I'm from the Bronx. That looked nasty. That's not about being poor. And fam, you can make sure your house is good, right? Bare minimum, some effort. I've seen hoarders. I know what it looked like when somebody gave up.
An old lady sitting there with some sort of contraption on her leg, another female around looking like the giant haystacks wrestler, and then you've got other boys.
I mean, he's just like insulting the family of this missing child.
He's given an accurate description on what the house looked like, which I think is important if we're speaking on the conditions of the house, let alone the missing children. Right now, is he going a little heavy-handed with the comparisons? Maybe. I don't really care though. I'm not that sensitive. When it comes to trying to find a missing child, I don't think you roasting how that house looks is something that's so catastrophic that it's going to damage the case. Like that. What the hell? No, that's you giving an observation. That's you giving an observation. The house looked crazy. It looked like it was put together with toothpicks. I'm telling you, it looked like a house of cards with like a bunch of rubbish all over, like a junkyard. Like they built, like took a bunch of crates and built the house on top of a junkyard and left the junk inside of the house without moving it, organizing it, cleaning it. Children are running around. There's like sharp metal things just pointed out everywhere.
Like that's all he's doing. He's just insulting this family. And basically, I mean, all he's taking jabs at is their looks and their financial status. That's what he's taking jabs at.
What did he talk about their looks?
That are running around the yard as well.
Am I tripping? He didn't talk about their looks. He's talking about the house.
Oh, not to mention dogs and,
He's so sensitive.
It's not the sort of place that I think someone would venture up on and to get a child. And look, maybe Summer wandered off.
Oh,
well, we don't know. With that, we don't know. I'm not going to speculate on if someone would go there or not. But honestly, we don't know. Probably we have no idea. I don't want to just start casting out blame without having any kind of receipts. So yeah, we don't know. I'm gonna have to disagree with Harsh on that one. We don't know nothing.
Oh. So yeah, what? That's interesting. So what you just described in your most
the Glera take jabs all day. Like he takes multiple jabs. He's been jabbing at Harsh the whole video. What does his accent have to do with anything? Nothing. It's Glera speaking from a point of envy, right? He was envious. He wasn't jealous. A lot of people confuse the definitions of envy and jealousy. Two different things, right? Two different things. He was envious. And if you're into the Bible, I'm repping Team Jesus. You know what envy can do to someone's whole, their heart and their soul, right? It could corrupt you. It could destroy you, bro. Right? And this was a clear sign of it. He's showing how much he envies his Harsh guy, but the amount of subscribers he gets, the amount of videos, views he can get, the fact that he edits his videos, something that the Glera don't know how to do and probably could never do.
Fucking insulting and condescending and shitty little limey way. You're saying that nobody would venture onto that property to steal a child? Seems to me it would be the most
You ain't gotta go that deep. But yeah, I'm not gonna rule it out. You know what I mean? I think Harsh was wrong with that one.
The most logical place. It's in the middle of fucking nowhere.
I don't think that makes it more logical because then you got to account for you running away, carrying the child and not being seen if it's in the middle of nowhere. I would think that you would be able to be seen from, hey, you see this guy, he's running like 2 miles in the same direction and get away from us. When there's nothing else here, we can see him, right? So there's a bunch of things that you got to account, and which probably, who knows? It's still a possibility. Was everyone watching Summer, right? When things happen, we don't know, right? That's my overall point. We don't know. I think both sides are speculating right now. Both.
Like it's in the middle of fucking nowhere,
yeah, we don't know
and
nothing.
Nobody's going to see you coming or going because there's nobody driving down that main street. And you cover true crime, and you're going to say that a remote place is the least likely place that somebody would venture to kidnap a child that is likely. Let's face it. Think about
how would
this.
they know? This is a deep conversation because now how would they know the child is even there? Do they know the family? That's a deep discussion right there.
Let's face it. You're sitting here, and the big thing here is that Summerwell's parents, Candace and Don, are the worst fucking parents in the world. Right?
What?
They're the worst fucking parents in the world, and arguably,
I think they could have did better with the housing situation for sure. I don't know much about their parenting, per se. I know that some of the treatment that they received from the likes of Molly Golightly was disgusting, especially without knowing any information. Getting them fired from their job and all, yeah, that was too much. Going to their house, yeah, that was wild. But I don't actually know about their parenting skills. I know their environment was horrid, and they could have did a better job with that. Fam, I could not. It would have to be the zombie apocalypse for me to have a child living in those conditions. I don't want to live in that condition. I would feel extremely uncomfortable. But if I was ever in those type of conditions, I would let my parents, my mom, not my father, but my mom, take care of my children temporarily until I got things right. Because I wouldn't even want to be in that environment. So that's my only criticism towards them. I don't really know much about their parenting per se.
Probably, they're, it's not unfair to say that they're bad parents. It's not unfair to say that. I'm just not going to say that because I don't think it's fair to judge people on their personal shit. But the whole premise here is that this guy thinks that because people are bad parents, they would be the least likely. I mean, anybody who loves their kid is going to raise hell to find their child. But somebody who doesn't love their kid isn't going to really care much, are they? They're not going to really raise much of a stink, are they? So why would that be
stupid.
a less?
That's stupid. Different people handle things differently. Some people might actually trust in the police, right? There's a whole plethora of options when it comes to that. So yeah, I don't just want to make an assumption on how someone should handle something.
Likely target.
Plus, we don't know. They could be going through so much that they didn't know how to handle it a certain way.
Then what? A more urban area? A more suburban area?
What?
Where kids are prettier, I guess?
Shut your woke ass up. How is he making this about the suburbs versus the hood? Where are you from, Glare? Are you from the hood? Whoa. We don't need a savior, pimp. We good over here in these streets. Trust me. Well, no, we not. But anyone who can do for themselves will. Because they have money? Because their parents have money? Because they live in a nice looking house? Okay, he earned a nasty song with all this woke behavior. He definitely earned a nasty song, fam. In fact, I think it will uplift the mood up in here because he's just bringing the energy down.
Yeah. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, yeah. You know your name. Straight nasty. Yeah, he said where the kids are prettier. That's what he's insinuating that Harsh is trying to say. That's what he wants to pin on Harsh. That's what he said. That's nasty. It's nasty as hell, fam. Ugh. Why would he say something like that?
Those parents are going to raise hell. Law enforcement is likely going to focus on them because there's going to be all this public outcry because this sweet little suburban kid went missing. And that law enforcement agency is going to have a hell of a lot more resources to be able to find this child. How is that a more likely target than Ben Hill Road?
What?
Often wandered too far, but again, this entire area I don't really see as an area with which there's going to be child predators about. Now, there's a lot of organized crime. There's a lot of organization out area, but again, this entire area I don't really see as an area with which there's going to be child predators about. Now,
right? Yeah, because you obviously know so fucking much about Rogersville, Idaho. You fucking dolt.
There's a lot.
You do? You do, Glare? Like, is that what you're trying to insinuate? You know more?
A lot of organized crime. There's a lot of organization